Welcome back to New Mexico Entertainment Television, where you continue to be in the know with all things entertainment and events in New Mexico. I'm Teresa Robinson, and on this month's episode, we're covering topics from our September issue, which is our music issue. On this month's episode, we have rap artist Dlow, Ken Peterson of Bands of Enchantment discusses Season 3, and music artist Mike Beatty. So, let's get started. Inspired by the rap of her youth and the musical influences of her grandmother, Dlow is taking a leap by making her music known to the masses. Tonight, she talks about her mentors, what she has to offer as a female rap artist, and the exciting news about future projects. Dlow, thank you for joining us tonight. Yeah. I really appreciate you stopping by the studio.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to start with how it all began. In the history of rap, female rap artists, while there are some, definitely not as many as there should be, where did your start begin?
So, I got into the rap scene when I was a kid. Just listening to the music on the radio and discovering the artists that weren't on the radio. That's kind of where I really got into it. But musically, I think where I really got into the music was with my grandmother. Not rap necessarily, but she raised me. She was always listening to oldies. Mm-hmm. She had this big piece of furniture. It looked like a dresser, but it was a record player. And had the big speakers in the front. It had, I just loved that thing. Yeah. And she would, on the weekends, she would play records, for the kids, the cousins, and, we would have a ball dancing all through the night. So that's where I first got into music in general.
Yep. So obviously that's learning the foundations. Yeah. There's a lot of rap artists. That's usually R&B and soul. They're going to listen to that. Right. So who were your influences and mentors when you were coming up on the rap scene?
So initially when I first started getting into the rap and learning about the underground rap, I had got into the rap scene specifically in San Diego, like the Chicano rap scene, Night Owl, Mr. Shadow, Diablo. But at the same time, I was also into Memphis rap, 3 6 Mafia. Got to give it up to Gangsta Boo, rest in peace Gangsta Boo. She taught me how to rap. When I discovered Tech 9, it was over. So all these artists, they all have a similar style. It's that flip of the tongue type rap. Mm-hmm. And so, as a kid, it was like, man, I got to learn how to rap like that.
So as you're coming onto the scene, as you're trying to figure out, what did you feel you wanted to offer that was different, that was unique, that wasn't being seen?
Just a female that could rap like these artists, like these men. And so that's really what I spent, all these years, trying to dedicate my time to my craft. And I think I've been able to do that.
So you just recently worked with Dlow Flex.
Yeah.
Tell us about the new song and the video that's coming out.
Yeah. So I have a friend who at the time was producing the Cruising with Frost radio show, and he had, he had called out for a song about the show and the culture. So me and Dlow Flex had got together and we put together the song, and it ended up being a good track. And we sent it on up and he liked it. A couple of weeks went by and we never heard anything. So to be honest, we've been sitting on this track for several months, and it was going to go in the trash can. It was a good track, but it was specifically about the show. Mm-hmm. We just got word a couple of days ago that it got picked up for the show. And so they're going to play it on the radio either this Sunday or next Sunday.
Oh, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So I want to take a step back. You mentioned that you've been doing the rap scene since you were a kid, but you really haven't been putting out your music.
I have not.
Until recently.
Yeah, just this year is the first time that I've released anything publicly.
So what led to the decision? A lot of artists, they really want people to hear what they've done.
Yeah.
What led to you finally going, okay, it's time?
Well, I just, I sat in it a lot of years. I was in a relationship where I didn't do any music or nothing like that. And, I just been thinking about it all this time. Like, man, I should just put it out. And I made the leap.
Good for you. So what upcoming projects do you have?
So I just finished a couple of projects. I got my single that I just released in a video. It's called Gangsta B. I was just featured on a compilation, a Memphis Mafia compilation with other artists, Indo G, Scanman, who are artists who have been part of Platinum Records. So being able to do that, just coming out as a new artist is something that's amazing to me. But ultimately, right now, I'm focusing on my album. It's going to be called La Dama de la Mafia, the Lady of the Mafia. I've been working with producers on a label called Memphis Mafia. And Memphis Mafia was started by Psycho Memphis, who was an underground rapper. And had a part in a track that had major influence in the underground rap scene called I Want to Smoke by Gangsta Pat. So my album is going to be a Psycho Memphis presents Diabla, La Dama de la Mafia.
Oh my gosh, how exciting. That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
So where can people learn more about you, your music, everything?
Yeah, so Diabla999 on my Instagram. Instagram is going to be mainly where you can find all of my artist links. Dapper Donna on Facebook, and YouTube. YouTube's going to be La Diabla.
Okay, well, Diabla, thank you for coming on the show tonight. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Good luck with this endeavor, and congratulations on moving forward.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
We'll be back. After awards and accolades, Bands of Enchantment is back for a third season. And creator Ken Peterson is with us tonight to discuss the success of season 2 and what we can expect from the upcoming season. Thanks, Ken, for being here tonight. Great to have you on the show again for another season of Bands of Enchantment. So thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me back. It's wonderful to be on the show again.
Yes, so before we start with season 3, let's take a step back to season 2 and the premiere. How did everything go with the premiere? What's it been like?
Well, after our red carpet premiere at the Chemo, which was amazing and fantastic and so much fun, the show went on to kick off on New Mexico PBS statewide. And then from there, it went nationwide. So it's still going. And it is aired in New York City, in Los Angeles, Denver, Baltimore, Chicago. It's still going. And then it streams on PBS. And then it also streams on All Arts. And then we just got picked up by Amazon Prime. So it's all available.
That is amazing. So this show has been getting noticed. Season 1 won a was nominated for a Chicago Midwest Emmy, and season 2 won a Telly. So I mean, how's it feel to be recognized for your work?
Oh, we're so grateful, and we're just, it's really the efforts and hard work of everybody involved, we're ramping up to win that Emmy next time. We submitted for season 2, and we're honored that the Telly Awards gifted us, and honored us with an award for season 2. We're just real proud of our efforts and the work and what everybody's doing to make New Mexico's international music television show.
And I appreciate that. In fact, going through your social media, which everybody is excited for season 3, hearing you describe the show, which was the best description, that it was kind of our Austin city limits here in New Mexico.
Yeah, it's kind of the quick elevator pitch. I mean, because you get it right away. We shoot it a little differently. It's a little more cinematic, and we kind of, as you know, shoot at our main stage, and then we drone around to other places in Albuquerque because it's really a postcard of Albuquerque and New Mexico to the world, and championing amazing music from around the world and New Mexican artists, because every season we feature 5 New Mexican bands.
And it is a beautiful show. So let's talk season 3. Who are we expecting this time around?
Well, I'm going to go fast and furious, but you can go to bandsofenchantment.com. Also, AMP Concerts has partnered with us to help us with marketing and some of our efforts at the venue. We're super grateful for that. And then 505 Central Food Hall is actually kicking off a pre-party with some live music before every night from 5 to 7.
That
and
is awesome.
8 o'clock. And we are at the Chemo for season 3, September 15th through the 25th. And kicking it off on September 15th with Prism Bitch, Albuquerque's own. It's going to be awesome. Please come. Bring everybody. We're just going to kick it off right with Prism Bitch, rocking it out. Night 2, we have Black Joe Lewis from Austin, Texas. Blues, funk, soul, just crushes it. It's going to be a really great episode. Then we go to Cordova's from Nashville, Tennessee, award-winning rock, country, Americana, amazing band. Super excited to have them. And then we have BJ the Chicago Kid, our first R&B hip-hop artist to be on Bands of Enchantment. We're so honored to have him. He's collaborated with Dre, Kendrick Lamar, Chance the Rapper, list goes on. We're super excited to have him on. And then from Vancouver, Canada, we have Moon Tricks, which we're thrilled to have. It's such a new sound that I've never really heard before. It's bluegrass meets electronica, so electronic. So it's gonna be a good one. Then night 6 from Mexico City, we have Girl Ultra, Latin, hip hop, jazz, beats. It's gonna be a real good one. So please come to that one as well. And then night 7 is Paco Versailles. It's one half of Capital Cities, and then also Vengani, a flamenco guitar player, and it's called flamenco plus disco, creating a new genre called dance menko. We're really excited for that one, and bring your dancing shoes for that one. Night 8 is New Mexican artist. That's the two band episode, and that is Ailani from Santa Clara Pueblo, an incredible artist, young up-and-comer, super excited to have her on the show. And then we end that evening with the Kipsies, Albuquerque's own Americana kaleidoscope of sounds. They're wonderful. Night 9 is also New Mexican bands. We have the incredible sounds of Byland coming on, which is Allie Renee and her transcendental sounds. It's going to be beautiful. And then we end the evening with just pure fire and energy with Albuquerque's own Slums of Harvard. And then closing night is San Francisco rock legends, the Stone Foxes. They've been featured on Sons of Anarchy. Their music has been in Free Solo. They've played at South by Southwest. They've performed with ZZ Top, the Black Keys, Cage the Elephant. They're an incredible rock band, so we're thrilled to have them. And that's our lineup for season 3. I say come to all of them. If you've never heard of them, I encourage you to come to the ones you've never even heard of, because it's like going to your friend's record shop and you're going to be like, I've never heard of this band. This is awesome. It's our way of breaking up the algorithms. Come and get some new music and have a blast while you're doing it.
That is quite the lineup, and just the variety that you're providing. And I encourage everyone, red carpet, the tickets, affordable. This is something that you do not want to miss out on. So I would definitely take part in it. So I know you're all over, and it's great to hear that you've been picked up by so many platforms. Where can people see all the episodes that have happened so far?
Yeah, so season 1 and I think season 2 soon is on Tubi, PBS, Roku, and then season 2 is on Amazon Prime. It's on soon-to-be Tubi. It's on PBS, and it's still broadcasting across PBS too. We're always adding more platforms when we can, and you can certainly see exclusive content on our YouTube page because we do acoustic sets around Albuquerque as well. And then we also do all sorts of exclusive content on our socials, which is Bands of Enchantment on all the platforms. And you can also reserve tickets there for season 3. We want to pack the houses and show them how we do it in Albuquerque. So we're super excited to come to the Chemo, and we're really excited that our incredible partners, the City of Albuquerque, Mayor Keller, Visit Albuquerque, Albuquerque Arts and Culture, Albuquerque Film Office, they support this so much and make this happen. And so we're just so thrilled and honored to be back in Albuquerque.
We are thrilled and honored as well. We are so excited. Ken, thank you again for coming on the show, and I am looking forward to next month.
Us too, and I can't wait to see you at Prison Bitch.
We'll be back. Mike Beatty has made a name for himself in the New Mexico rap scene. Raised on gospel music, Beatty moved on to other genres who inspired his sound. Tonight he shares his influences and what projects he has coming his way. Well, Mike, thanks for joining me tonight to talk more about your music. So I want to start where it began for you. Where did your love of hip hop and rap begin?
I would definitely say, I think in middle school, I grew up in the church, so predominantly I was listening and surrounded by gospel music. Both of my parents are gospel musicians. So just by default, that was kind of the style of music that I was surrounded by. But in middle school, I kind of started to discover some different artists, some different hip hop artists specifically, and then just kind of the whole entire genre of hip hop, rap, R&B. Yeah, it was a different kind of time. I first kind of heard Tyler the Creator, Hobson, some individuals like that. So my initial introduction to hip hop was of a totally different nature than a lot of people that are well versed in the history of it. Mm-hmm. So I had to find some of that history on my own, as I matriculated through high school, college, stuff like that. So,
I mean, for you, there was a lot of influence that you could have taken in. So who do you feel are your influences?
From the hip hop scene or from any scene, I'll say the hip hop scene definitely. Biggie Smalls. I really leaned into Nas. I really enjoy listening to newer voices like Don Toliver, individuals like Sir, Black, Jordan Ward, some individuals like that. So a lot of storytellers, a lot of people who utilize rhythm really well when it comes to telling stories, or like putting different emotions and information into story form. So yeah, those are definitely the ones that I listen to more so from an influential standpoint.
Do you feel was there one song for you that you heard and you thought to yourself, yeah, this is the genre I want to be in. This is what's influencing me. What would be that song?
I think honestly, I would have to say The Ill Mind of Hobson 3, I think. The way that he was, it was the rhythms. I was really young when I was kind of listening to it at first. So the rhythms, I think, were kind of captivated me. I'm a drummer, kind of by trade. I started that when I was really little. So rhythms and beats have always kind of like captivated me when it comes to being able to speak or put sound to words. So I think the way that he kind of utilized rhythm and then added that to the different stories that he was telling was just really cool. And it kind of made me think about, okay, how can I use some sounds and some different rhythms to kind of tell stories of my own?
Talking about unique sounds. I mean, you're a rapper in New Mexico. I think a lot of people would be surprised to even combine the two together. So, what is it like being a rapper in this state?
It's interesting. I think I've been fortunate enough to be exposed to a lot of different individuals that rap and create hip hop and R&B in the state. So I know that we have a lot of talented individuals out here. I think more so at this point, trying to gain exposure has been kind of the interesting portion of the pursuit. It's exciting. I enjoy showing people new music and giving them an opportunity to listen to it because there's typically always a positive reaction, but the initial reaction is always, you kind of have to warm them up to the idea that you create that type of music coming from New Mexico and it has like a different vibe to it. So
Yeah.
it's definitely interesting. I lean more into R&B typically, so that's also kind of a caveat that I try to add in. It's not necessarily all like rap, but I don't know. It's been a cool process. I'm starting to hopefully expose some of the dope artistry that we have in the state, so that we can kind of hit more of a global level. Because we have a lot of incredible musicians out here, so it would be
Yeah.
cool to be able to make that kind of bridge. You know.
So, what are some of your upcoming projects that we should be keeping an eye out for?
So I have an EP coming up. It's called Lap 27. All of the music was written during the 27th year of my life. I turned 28 this past June, so it's about a year old in total. But we were able to kind of finish it, work through all the specifics. But I'm really looking forward to that. There's about 6 songs on there. I recently released a song called "Tell Me Again." That's one of the songs that's on the EP. So there's a music video and a single that's out for that. But yeah, the EP, I'm really excited about that. I have a lot of music on the way after that, but that is a really important project. I think it's one that myself and my producer Will, kind of cultivated together, and we really did work on trying to make a more of a cohesive sound. It's the third EP that I've released or that I will release. So there's ones prior to that, and if you ever get a chance to listen, you can kind of hear some of the maturity in the music and how it's changed. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Some performances in September, live performances that we have coming up. So a few things definitely on the way.
Wonderful. Well, where can people learn more about you and your music?
Yeah, so my music is on all platforms at this time. You can type in Mike, Mike, last name Beatty, B as in boy, ATY. You can also find me on Instagram, BAE.TEA_. I'm also on YouTube, Mike Beatty, on everything. Yeah, so music is all over the place at this point. There's lots of music on there. I'm working on visuals at this point, so a lot of great content. I'm definitely excited to share.
Wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to seeing it. Mike, thank you again for taking time to talk with me, and we look forward to what's coming.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
This is your New Mexico Entertainment in 60. The New Mexico Philharmonic presents Celebrating Rachmaninoff in honor of his 150th birthday, with guests Jonathan Mamora and Roberto Menzuk. The event takes place on September 30th at Popejoy Hall in Albuquerque. Albuquerque Funny Fiesta is back. Attendees will experience a hilarious weekend of side-splitting performances, talented comedians, and guest artists. The event takes place on September 21st through the 24th at multiple venues throughout Albuquerque. The Santa Fe Wine and Chili Fiesta is an annual 5-day weekend of events featuring over 60 participating restaurants and 90 winery partners. The event takes place on September 27th through October 1st throughout various locations in Santa Fe. This has been your New Mexico Entertainment in 60. For more events and entertainment, visit nmentertains.com.
Thank you for joining us for this month's episode of New Mexico Entertainment Television, where you continue to be in the know. Join us next month as we cover topics from our October issue, which is our fall issue. Have a great night.
Shorty look good in designer. She can have it all if she wanna.